Please welcome Barbara Browning.
I know what you're thinking. What is this old lady doing up here? Well, I signed up for some writing classes and somehow I ended up on stage. I think my husband would have preferred I'd taken cooking classes instead. Okay, let's get some things straight. I am married even though I cannot cook. This is my natural hair. And I am wearing a padded bra. Not the reason y'all think, no. See, some of you guys are really good looking out there, and my lights can get a little too bright. And men at my stage in life are like babies. They're really great to look at, and maybe even have a couple of conversations with them. But see, I have a husband at home, and he eats me and my cooking. Okay. I gotta apologize to my daughter out there. I'm sorry, I should have warned you. Yeah. Well, if you can't tell, I am a Navy brat, raised in the back seat of a station wagon somewhere on Route 66 between San Diego and Chicago. Yeah, I see a couple of you military. You know that's not good. My father's Pentecostal and Cherokee. My mother is Catholic and Comanche. What do you get when you mix all that together? You get a daughter with the mouth of a sailor who can pretend to be a prude for a minute or two. You see, my first nickname was Shitbird. Yeah, everybody thought it was real funny too till I learned to read. And I remember my dad coming home from work and having to explain to me Dad, you called me a bad word. But honey, shitbird, I love you. That's a good word of endearment. But Dad, it has shit in it. Well, honey, I think your mother will better explain this to you. I still remember my mother was hiding and laughing. Yeah, she knew that was coming. She was hiding from that one. Ever heard the statement, the strongest man is the firstborn daughter? I guess that applies to me. You too. It applies to me. I have two grown brothers still living at home with my parents. See, karma's real. It's babysitting their grown asses. California school system really toughened me up. Little person, big mouth. I've been in a lot of fights. Okay. But I only got one scar right here. I got it on the dance floor. A Michael Jackson impersonator kicked me in the head. That's not a metaphor. That is moonwalk of domestic combat. Okay. Now, it's a simple, he had a really good one of these. Okay, and I was in my high heels, you got high heels like this, and I had my arms out, and I just went, doo. Yeah, I think I lost a day or two, maybe it was a year or two. Domestic conflict. I am married. In fact, I've been married to, I know the difference between a good husband and a bad husband. I've actually been married to both. I even made a list of traits so I don't forget. A good husband, he'll stand in front of a bullet for you. Okay, maybe not quite stand in front of me, that is a little exaggeration. He'll at least tell your ass to get out of the way. A bad husband, he'll provide the ammo. A good husband, there's trust. You come home late at night, there's no problem. He trusts you. A bad husband, he won't even miss you. And a good husband, he'll ask permission for everything. Bad husband, he'll just fuck all your best friends. Sorry, daughter, sorry. Yeah, I've added a couple of things to that list. A good husband, he'll leave a life insurance policy to take care of all of his motorcycle crap that's in the garage, get it all paid for when he dies. A bad husband, he'll leave you owing child support, and then you get the funeral bill on top of it. No, I'm not kidding. I hadn't seen him in 35 years, and I get the funeral bill. Now, you get it, really. I was laughing too. Now, I didn't burn the man out. Listen, I don't mind. It was my turn to finally burn his ass, stick him in a paper bag, and mail him to his sister with a note that says, "I'm done." Now, I didn't burn him out of hate, no. I burned him out of consistency. See, he never lifted a finger for me, so why should I lift a shovel for him? Now, the mortician, I love the mortician. He goes, honey, and he's trying to be really nice. And I'm going, dear, what is your budget? I said, budget? The man owes me over 70 grand in back child support. How low can we go? And for my boomer friends out there, it really works. He actually gave me his competition's name for half price. I don't know why I married my first husband. I know why I stayed. He had a big dick and access. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll let you all catch your breath. And he had access to great drugs. Yeah. Weed is how I met him. And you can tell I'm not currently stoned. My mouth is moving and the words are coming out. I don't have a big plate of food in front of me. Hell, I can be a skinny bitch again if I give up the weed. Yeah. And before I go to bed at night, I like cookies and cream rolled up into a big doobie to help me sleep at night. But in my day, we didn't have cookies and cream. We had Quaaludes. Oh, some of y'all know what those are. Great for sleep, bad for consent. I remember waking up, looking at my ex-husband saying, "Is it true? Are we living with an adult possum?" Spoiler alert, the answer was yes. It had really long fingers and sharp nails and an attitude. I woke up the first morning and found him in my underwear drawer. Possums don't always play dead. They kind of go, that does not mean scratch my belly. I was totally asleep one night, laying on my belly, and I felt my cat crawl between my legs to go to sleep. It took about 30 seconds to remember, I don't have a cat. I jumped out of that bed quicker than Jack jumped out of that box. Thank goodness it's not today, because we'll be still sleeping together. Oh, thank goodness. No. One last story about the possum. I came across the possum one day, found a little crack in the door, and he's scratching on it, looking like a little gremlin who'd eaten too much after midnight. And by this time, me and the possum got a conversation going. My name is... And I realized I had become the possum's bitch. Well, the possum is scratching on the door, and I kind of know what he's doing, and he's like... And I go, okay, I guess you want me to open the door. So I reach over very carefully and open the door. And the possum starts running, as if he's running from a Diddy party. I don't know why he would be running, okay? The possum ate better than I did, and we don't give away free drugs. Thank goodness cocaine came along and woke my ass up. See, in my day, drug dealers would do their best to keep you alive. That way they can take all your money and you kind of wish you were dead. The drugs like fentanyl today just cut out the middleman. I can't drink. Got way too much Indian in me. Makes me do crazy stuff, like forget to keep my clothes on. When I was younger, it wasn't so bad. They just put me on a table and find out what else I'd do. See, I can go back to drinking these days. Somebody will just come along and help me get dressed and call me a taxi. Yeah, it's Uber for the younger generation there. Now, you mix cocaine with alcohol, and what do you get? You get a new career as a stripper. Now, don't get me wrong, I only did it for a year or two. I don't remember if it was a year or two. I know it wasn't 3. Okay. of all the titles that I've had in my life, I think my favorite title has been Mom. I know. When kids are born, they're so beautiful, you know, and I don't care if they're the ugliest kids you'd ever seen, but if they're yours, man, you think they're beautiful and they smell so good. To me, the hardest day was the day I realized my daughter is smarter than me. See, somehow I missed out on some lessons, like the day I learned what Venmo was. Yeah, and that Bitcoin is not one of those tokens you use at the Chuck E. Cheese. And that Pinterest isn't another tattoo my daughter wants. No. And then a friend of mine said he'd be happy to help me out with my computer, but I needed to send him a Google Drive link. So I called my daughter, is he flirting with me or is that financial? See, I'm strictly a cash and credit card kind of girl. Credit cards so my husband knows credit cards so I can remember what I did. Cash so my husband doesn't know what I did. Uh-oh, my husband's here. I let out a secret. Sorry, dear. Well, I have one last secret to give to you tonight. Old people are not mean. We're just tired of being nice. I mean, you send out a birthday card, you know what the response is going to be, right? And I make so many birthday cards that I decided to make fuck you cards. Kiss my ass cards, you know. I mean, you want to see a different response, you know. You want them to call you. You know? My brother called me an asshole, so I made him a very special card. It has flowers and everything on the front of it, and it says in big letters, I am a proud asshole. You, on the other hand, are an insignificant fart that turned into a big pile of shit. As soon as he gets the card, I knew it was going to happen. He runs downstairs and he tells my mom, Mom, we are in our 60s. Some things just does not change, you know. And so Mom calls me up, and I know what's going to happen. Okay, Mom, what's up? Well, you know that card you sent your brother? And I said, yeah. He says, you got some extra ones for me? Sure, Mom, no problem. I'll get them in the mail to you. This has been a crazy life so far, and it'll probably get crazier before it's ended. You're probably wondering, why would I do all these crazy things, like all these drugs, live with possums, and write fuck you cards? Well, what can I say? I'm the daughter of a sailor, and I like to try new things. I have one other thing I want to say is that thank you, all my friends and family, for coming tonight. I want to have a special shout out to my chiropractor, my psychiatrist, and my husband's favorite nurse. Okay? My psychiatrist plays with my head, my chiropractor plays with my ass, and my husband's nurse plays with my husband. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.